Electronic pull tab games that have been generating hundreds of millions of dollars a year could face some new restrictions in Minnesota.
Yeah, Leah Bino following the ongoing debate at the Capitol for us. Leah, there is concern those games are becoming too similar to the slot machines normally found at casinos.
Yeah, that's kind of the heart of this whole argument. Depending who you talk to, do the current e-pull tabs, are they similar to slot machines or are they not? And you'll recall that electronic pull tabs have been around since about 2012 when they were passed and made legal in our state as a vehicle to fund U.S. Bank Stadium. But they also bring in a lot of money for VFWs, for charities, and for youth sporting events each and every year. Now, prior to the discussion on the House floor today, Representative Zach Stevenson, who authored the bill, shared this video with us and lawmakers. Now, in it, he basically points out tribal governments see these electronic games as too closely resembling slot machines, and that goes against the law written in 2012. At that time, agreements between the state, tribal governments, and charities stated that electronic gaming would be basically an upgrade from paper pull tabs. Now, Representative Stevenson and a majority of other House members agreed this afternoon that the state needs to stick to that original agreement. Well, according to Electronic Gaming Group lobbying against this, these changes, if this bill passes and becomes law, would make all current e-pull tabs not compliant and illegal in Minnesota.
What they would like us to do is dumb down our games. Well, if we dumb down our games, then everything falls apart, and then we're no longer raising revenue, not only for the charities, but for the state, for the taxes to pay for the stadium. So, I mean, the state can't have it both ways.
Now, of course, we are talking millions of dollars at stake, according to the Electronic Gaming Group, which tracks these numbers. Annual income from e-pull tabs for charities adds up to about $69 million a year. Bars make around $37 million because bars get about 15% of those profits. Now, currently, the way the bill is written, it would go into effect not until September of 2022. Now, these changes are not in the Senate version, I should point out. So there's still a lot of discussion to be had with the people who are part of these charities, restaurants, bars. We know how hard they've been hit during the pandemic. A lot of people highly concerned on the direction this could be going. Back to you.